Good morning, good afternoon, Cal. Good afternoon, yeah. Good evening. Thanks for jumping in again. Happy Sunday. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Spark and crew. Happy Sunday. A few technical issues getting going this morning. Could have been on at 5 minutes after, like I promised, Sparks, but yeah, the setup was a little wonky. My OBS scenes got mixed up. Camera wasn't working, like you name it. All good. Glad to have you in. We'll roll out for a little bit. Liquid, brand new Liquid actually. Lots of good stuff this week. Wicked set, Sparks. I was there for most of it. How's everybody doing today? And I had a little bit of work to do this morning. Just finished it. The intro, Liquid Sunday crew. Yes, Sparks, let's go indeed. Always coming in with the slightly harder side of liquid. Keep it rolling, keep it going. Yeah, Iron Mike, there he is. Good afternoon, sir. Big up Iron Mike locked in Sparks, New York. Thanks again for the raid. Thank you for the extra 10 minutes. Feels good to be back on a Sunday. Back on track on a Sunday. Taking this one back to the top. Big up Flo Anastasia, big up Toronto.
Darkest nights turn to days. Gave me life. This is my escape. Can't sleep, it's a warning. Got no concentration. Wound up here recalling this anticipation.
Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Depth of field inside. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Big tune by Shy Effects this week. Smooth sounds on my way. Shy Effects, Children of Two. Happy Sunday to you too.
Lost of pain, yeah, I'm on my way. If I lost my way, you see that stuff today. Still I tolerated all your toxic traits. Lost some weight, crossing out these words that I was gonna say. You never even knew what love was. Wasted all these years based on fears, there's no love lost. I don't waste no tears by the time you hear this song. Got my back
same here.
On my way.
Depth of field, are you going to play later? I'll write into you if you're up for playing in about an hour and a half. The unofficial raid train that has become of Liquid Sunday Sessions. No flyer, we freestyle. Who's ever around? Yeah, we'll get it typed up again at some point. Give yourself that challenge. See how it works. So this next one, producer is called Radiata. I thought it was somebody else, but when I heard the tunes, Radiata influenced media. This next one called Palmer Square.
Where do you belong? All my life, I've been confronted with this question. When you look, where is home? Where do you belong? All my life, I've been confronted with this question. When you look, where is home? Where do you belong? All my life, I've been confronted with this question. When you look around you, can you see truly? It's going to be other things. Where
Sauce remix of Wait For You by Break and Lorna King. Wow. Right on the edge of that liquid vibe. This is my favorite version of liquid. Sparks, I don't know. You think this still qualifies as liquid right here? Not that vocals, not the... Okay. Do that one again. Yeah, that's exactly, Cal. That's exactly what I would put that liquid vocal in there. It doesn't matter what the beat is. Got that smooth. Just because it's rolling doesn't mean it can't be liquid.
You got my attention. A lover's dream from the start. Now we both know where this is going. So are you ready to take the time? You and me, baby.
I want the sauce to remix more liquid tunes.
Wait for you.
Yeah, no doubt. this one going out to Fire in the Booth crew from last night. Picking up sparks. What a night. Another Radiata. Radiata? Is that how you say it? The track is called Oh Fire, Radiata.
What we got when we can say
DJ Winnie, I see you. Welcome. Okay, going into a little Fernie showcase mix. Big up Fernie. Oh my gosh, absolutely killing it. I love the take on rolling liquidy sound and vibe. Got a real edge to it, but I love it. out to Walk Clean. I see you. showcase mix. Bernie's put out a couple of LPs over the last 3-4 months. They just are absolutely wicked, rolling tunes, all with a little bit of a smooth liquid sound to them. Just wicked in the mix. Love it. Liquid Steppers. Big up to Bernie. My gosh. right, this is the last one on the Fernie tribute mix. Big up Fernie. Unbelievable tune. Thank you all for locking in. Liquid Sunday Sessions. That's how we do. Big up to my partner in crime, DJ Sparks. Coming up on the 1 year anniversary of Liquid Sundays. Sparks, we should do an all weekend long raid train, Liquid Sunday raid train to celebrate the 1 year. Is that the 1 year? I thought it was in May. I already know I'm gonna be busy that day. This far ahead, I know. Oh yeah, let's figure it out. I don't remember doing that. We could look back. I'm sure we could figure it out. The first time we made a flyer. You, me, Nene, and Max Spin. Exactly.
this ain't forever, but I won't ever change if I don't ever let you know what it is that's in my brain and what it is that's in my. I ain't never let them check me, I'm stepping better than most. Even when the weather cold, gotta get ahead of those. But I knew better than to boast. This life comes at you fast. Spend your days getting high until you thrive in the dark. Hoping that somebody arrives with a spark. Overlooking all the minor facades. I ride with a task of light to shine bright as we are. Diamonds and stars survive from the strife in the past. Little kids with some knives in the park. To the next getting wider, they supply with the harm. I find calmly, I'm writing a song, a life story. Staring at all of the drama that lies before me. Never thought I'd see it.
Yeah, you're right.
Now I'm reaching 20 games, still feel like I can see the light taught me. Yo, I can see the light surely. Is it really love, and if it is, then is it for me? Starting again and overlooking all I shouldn't. I can't ever say never. If I did, then I wouldn't be where I am today. On the stage, I stay pushing.
Almost 1 year.
Is it really love, and if it is, then is it for me? Starting again and overlooking all I shouldn't. I can't ever say never. If I did, then I wouldn't. Yo, I can see the light, surely.
Just when it was starting to get really nice and warm and being outside.
Is it really loving? If it is, then is it for me?
Some of those early Liquid Sunday sessions were so awesome, just warm, sunny out here. I think I'm gonna take the green screen down once it gets nice again. You can see outside. Yeah, those are great. Looking forward to that again. Okay, 30 more minutes. Let me know. Let me know if you're feeling it. We're gonna roll out for another 30, figure out where to go. Depth of field if you're still inside. Let me know if you want to be up. Deep. Yeah, man. Happy Sunday. Everybody hit that follow for my man Ren Deep. Wicked DJ. My boy right there, Toronto crew. Shouting out all the Sunday crew locked in. How was the weekend, y'all? I hope you're ready for another week incoming. I didn't really get to shut it down quite like I would have wanted to, but all good. Great session with my boy Ren Deep last night. Nice fire in the booth. Can't ask for too much more than that.
Get quiet.
Thank you, Iron Mike. Take it easy, buddy.
the time in the world I step. Got my face held up towards the sun, so I tread slowly, right and left. If the world around me wants to hurry, then I couldn't care less. I'm feeling love in my chest. This moment in the haze, leftovers from the day, relieving me of stress. I call it amber sunlight. Orange glow across my flesh.
couple from me. Where are we gonna rate to? Anybody got any suggestions? Who's live? Big up everybody.
Big up the big general.
That's all she wrote, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great Sunday. Go check out Jungle Gym. Do this.